Hello, 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 hello. It's me. I'm back. Hello. It's so good to see you. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm hoping you guys can see me and hear me. My chat is being a little bit rude on my phone at the moment. So bear with me while I see if I can figure that out. But if you're here and you're watching, pop a little comment in there to let me know that you can see me and that you can hear me. This is just not wanting to play ball at all. Oh, something's happening. Oh, something's happening. Is there someone there? Let's have a look. Oh, Suzanne is here. Awesome. Okay, and Debbie's here. Debbie says, I can see you and hear you fine, and it sounds great. So it's doing this weird thing where it used to show the chat on like the whole screen, and now it only shows me like one tiny little bit. So I have to go and like move it up. And when I try to make it big, all the chats go away. So hopefully I can keep track of what y'all are saying. I'll try it again a little bit to see if it'll go to the full screen view, because it's really annoying. I hate it when things do that, when it's like, we've got an update, and you think, great, it's going to fix all my problems. And actually, they just like ruin everything. Hey, Candy's here, Ness is here. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Thank you so much. Sorry I couldn't make it last week. Craig had his surgery. Got his gallbladder out. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Of course, he had to cause some trouble. Had a little bleed in the middle of the surgery, so he got an extra little incision on his abdomen. So he's got 4 now instead of 3, and he is well on the mend. So thank you ever so much for everyone that sent his well wishes. He is doing great. We had a takeaway from a gourmet burger joint tonight, and that was our first like, whoa, what's it gonna be like eating things which you know, is not on the straight and narrow of the health wise. Candy is saying prize. Candy, did your prize turn up? I'm so excited. I hope it did. You'll have to tell me more about it. Jasmine's here as well. Awesome. Let me try this overlay again to see if that's going to happen. The chat is ready to display messages. Then maybe you should think about actually displaying messages. No, it's not going to do it. Big poo-poo head. Never mind. Okay, so let's turn the camera around and let's see what we can do tonight. I have got I've actually got a half finished or half started card, I should say, here that I thought I might. Time for Tea Designs. Happy Doodle and Time for Tea had a collaboration a little while ago, and Joe, who runs Time for Tea, all of my pockets recently keep splitting open. Need to tape them up. So I said to Joe, hey Joe, you want to do a product swap? So that's exactly what we did. She was so kind to send me some stash, and I'm very, very excited because it's been a long time since I've played with anything that isn't heavy doodle. So she sent me some goodies. This one here is, I need to have to look on the back to see if it tells me a name. Paper Plane Pals is this one, and it has cute little panda, little kitty, and a bunny. This one's ripped too. And then we have this one with a coffee shop. Let's see what it's called. Snappy Before Coffee. That's a very, very cool name. I love that. And then this one is called Car Critters, and that's what I have used for this image tonight. I have the car, adorable little car, and a little llama from here. Let me set my timer so that I don't forget to press the camera override. All right, perfect. So are you guys familiar with Time for Tea? I'd love to hear in the comments. Let us know if you're familiar with them. Certainly if you're not, you should have a little look back through our Hefty Doodle Instagram, because the collaboration we had was really, really very cool. So Candy's saying, I'm hoping to play tomorrow. Yay! I have it sitting on my desk. I haven't had a chance to use the machine yet. Thank you for the stamps and dies. They're all organized. Yay! That's good. So I've cut out some other bits and pieces here. I've used the Slimline Scenery dies to create this nice cloudy landscape. And here is the Little Town border dies that I have used to cut out some white cardstock first of all, and then I cut it out with some other little cardstock to stick on top, and then I used, this is the curve from the slope, the landscape actually, the simple, what's it called, Slimline Scenery. So for those of you who don't know, you might recall that I had been feeling nauseous for the last like 6 months, and yesterday I had an appointment at the hospital where they put a camera down my throat. So yesterday I had general anesthetic, so I think I'm still feeling a little on the woozy side, but we're all good, we're all good. All right, so we're going to stick down this to my background, and then I'm going to stick this on here like so, and then put the little car on top, and that's pretty much, I think, going to finish up the card. We could put this behind if we wanted to. Oh, that's pretty as well. Okay, let's get everything stuck down onto a card blank. Jasmine says, oh sorry, Time for Tea is located in the UK, and Simon has just started to stock some of the products. Thank you, Jasmine, for jumping in on that there. I'm very excited because we have just had a delivery of all the dies for our next brand new release, which is coming in April. Watch this space. And I have been playing with our new products, and given that I've been playing with the new products, I have moved around some of the parts of the craft room here to accommodate that. I needed one of the units over by the window to take photos, and now everything just feels like it's in the wrong spot. It'll take me a minute to get back on track. What about you guys? Have you guys been crafting lately? Let me know what you've been up to. I always come on here and talk and talk and talk to you guys, but I want to hear what you guys have been up to. So let me know in the comments, either live or on replay. That would be awesome. All right, so let's, first of all, this was actually a where I'd cut out two, like a rectangle. I used a slimline border die and another one on the inside, so it ended up being this kind of cool frame. Let's stick that on here. I'm running low on my glue burst. I'm going to have to go and get another one from Hefty Doodle over the weekend, I think, but hopefully we'll have enough to keep going for tonight's cards. This is also a pretty good idea, or a good way to make sure that you are using the most out of your cardstock. Because if you just put a full piece of yellow cardstock down here, you're never going to see it because there's a full piece of red going right on top. You could actually cut out, even if it's just a craft knife, cut out a bit there. You could use it for die cuts, letters, words, all sorts of fun things. Hey, Ranger. Candy says, I did my second live on Tuesday night over at Brutus Monroe. Awesome. Did you go to the Brutus Monroe headquarters? How was it? I'd love to go there, hang out with everyone. Or were you just on the over the internet? That's still super fun, actually. Nessa says, dusting of snow here for the last 2 days. Yes, we've had snow as well. I'm sorry, buddy, I can't. Does anybody want to play Tug of War with Ranger? I'm sorry, no, not today, darling. We'll play tomorrow or play later. Okay? We'll play later? Play later, okay? Thank you. He's not having any of it. You want to come and say hello? Ranger has got had a haircut the other day, so he doesn't even look like a cockapoo anymore. He just looks like a whippet. He's had a haircut. You're a handsome boy, aren't you? You're a handsome boy. Poor baby. It was not the best time to cut his hair off because then it started snowing, eh? Poor baby. Here's your foot. Here you go. He's very cute. All right, let's see. Yell said, when you use pandas, they were time for tea stamps. That's right, they were time for tea stamps. They absolutely were. Well done. Seems like ages ago now. Good settling, Ranger. Well done. So I'm adding a little bit of tape to stick these two pieces together so that I can position it exactly where I want it to go. Now, I feel like this panel is not exactly straight. So let me trim that down ever so slightly because it's going down over here. It's below the stitch line and over here it's above it. So I'm going to just take that to my trimmer and straighten that off ever so slightly. There we go. That feels better to me. And for this, I'm going to use some double-sided sticky tape. Normally I use my ATG, but sadly I have run out of cartridge for it. And I ordered some more. Apparently it's not arriving until next month. I have to do it the old-fashioned way. Candy says, hoping to go someday to Brutus Monroe headquarters. But it was on YouTube. Awesome. Sharon says, is this still live? I'm hopefully there's not been any problems with the stream tonight. If there is and you can hear me, press the live button down here. There should be a button that says live, and that sometimes refreshes everything and gets you back on track. Suzanne says, I'd absolutely play with reindeer. Oh, I can't say that word right now. It's just settled. Oh, lots of love for you, boy. He's not a puppy anymore. No, no. Sharon says, I'm hoping to see your stamps in person when we visit England. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. Suzanne says, any hints on the new release? Ah, well, what have we got in the new release? Oops, we have got some critters, as always. We have something with a thing of transport in it. What else? We've got some like big words this time. And that's all I'm going to hint for this now. All right, so let's stick this down. I'm actually going to raise this one up because it's because I want a little bit of dimension. So yes, we've been we're back from holiday and sort of somewhat recovering, and then it was Craig's surgery. And then yesterday was my procedure, and they said that they could see the remnants, or that there was, or there had been actually, like an ulcer, and that it was healed. So I've been quite lucky that I haven't been feeling nauseous in about a month. So I'm really, really pleased for that. I thought they were going to say don't bother going in, but actually they said let's just go and have a look anyway. So it looks like it was an ulcer that was causing the problems, which is fine as long as it stays away. Right, where am I going to put this? Because I put him here, he's going to cover the house, so that's a bit of a shame. And then if I put him over here, that will work, but then I was hoping to put a sentiment here, so maybe I need to put a sentiment down here. What do you guys think? What shall we do? You're on your way. See you soon. Hugs this way. Jasmine says she's saving her bonus for the new release. Awesome, that's good. And Suzanne says, glad you're feeling better. That's nice, thank you. Right, so I think we're going to put something down here. What have I got that would fit down there? What about something from the close at heart sentiments? Let's see. We've got miles apart but close at heart. How's it going, friend? I really wish we lived closer because I miss your face. You're my happy place. Thinking of you today. All of these would actually pretty much work. Any thoughts from you guys? What would work best? Like the miles at heart, miles apart but close at heart. I think that is sweet. I also like the really wish we lived closer. Yell says downhill rather than uphill. Downhill rather than up the hill. Okay, I think that's what you mean. Awesome. Let's try this overlay again to see if that's going to happen. There we go. No, it just doesn't display it. It's really annoying. Hey-ho. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm just trying to figure this out. Because most of the fun of being here is having you guys with me. I don't know. Right, so let's go for one of these. And we will stick it on. So I'm thinking I'm going to just stick it on our ink it onto some white card. That's my thoughts anyway. This would actually be kind of cute on a wobble. But of course, now is the exact moment where I realized that, you know, a couple of weeks ago I said I really need to bring in a wobble and then never did bring in a wobble. So I have some of the big ones, I think, but none of the wee ones. Okay, let's see what we've got. Maybe how's it going, friend? Oh, here we go. We've got more messages coming through now. Miles apart, but close apart. Let's do that one. Yels has spoken. We shall do that. I'm a big fan of that sentiment. Candy's off to change locations. We'll see you on the other side, Candy girl. All right. I'm going to use some just cheap and cheerful ink pads here. This is a pigment ink from Hobbycraft. So Hobbycraft, I guess, is a bit like Michael's or something. So it really is cheap and cheerful. And I always forget about these ink pads. And while I was crafting my new release, I was pulling out stuff that I hadn't played with in a while. And I came across these pigment inks and I thought, actually, I quite enjoy using pigment inks. So I was inspired to just use them for a little while, although they are very old. So it's definitely going to take quite a few impressions to get a nice inked sentiment. But I actually kind of like it that it looks a little bit more muted. Some of the other ink pads that I have, especially the Cap and Poo inks, etc., they're very juicy, which is lovely and delicious. But a lot of the time, it's harder then to get a little bit of a subtle colouring. More about the vibrancy. Ines is here. How is Miss Piper? Miss Piper is doing great. She had her last day of school today before the Easter holidays. So she's off school for 2 weeks now. I don't know what I'm going to do with her for 2 weeks. I'm sure she'll keep me on my toes. But she's doing very well, although I think it's always the way at this time of the year that near whenever the schools close, I think she's tired. She's ready for a little bit of a break. She's been doing amazingly well in mathematics. We have like an app on the phone where the teacher can share the work that the kids have been doing. And this is like a proud mummy moment here, but she had put on there that a boy in their class gave her a random sum, but it was 5 digits multiplied by 5 digits. It was like 29,653 multiplied by 23,000, blah, blah, blah. And she got out her book and she did the sum, and the boy then typed it into the calculator to see if Piper was right. But the calculator actually gave an error message. It said that the sum was too big. So the teacher had to, I think, look it up on the internet then to see if Piper was right. And of course she was right. So she was delighted, absolutely delighted. And she's a happy child today because back in February, she got struck down with the dreaded COVID. And I bought her a 3-pack of books from Amazon. And I'm trying to remember what it was called. Paper something. Paper. Don't know. Might come back to me. And so it was a story about this girl who found this library, but it was like a special, or a bookstore maybe it was. It was a special bookstore because she realized that you can actually jump into the stories of those books. And so I knew that she would absolutely eat that up. And so she read them in record time as usual. And I noticed that there was a 4th installment being released. Like at the time, I was like, oh, it's in a month or so. And I just pre-ordered it. And it arrived yesterday. I forgot that it was coming so soon. So there's 40 chapters and she's already in a quarter of the way through. Also, last week when we got him home from Craig's surgery on Friday, I brought her home a thing which had 5 books in it, 6 books in it. And they weren't overly thick like the one that she's reading at the moment, but they were still, you know, maybe an inch thick. And yeah, she read them all by Monday evening. I can't believe it. Yeah, very own Matilda. Can't keep her in books. She's definitely, she would bankrupt you. So I wonder if I could get this on here and have a wibble, wibble, wobble, wobble. Might work. I might need to trim this down a little bit. See what we can do. Always forget which way these go. That will work better. Put the solid one underneath. Ranger, are you chewing at your paw, young man? Do you remember the title of the first series you mentioned? Something about pages, the paper pages company. Do you know what? It's me on my Amazon. Pages and Co. Let's have a look. Da 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 da. My orders. Yes, Pages and Co. It was called. It was a three books, and then the 4th one came today. Yeah, I think it is aimed at kids rather than adults, but I honestly don't know because I've not read it. It may be one that is enjoyable for all ages. But Piper always says, if you had a superpower, if you could choose a superpower, what would you choose? Yeah, look at that go. And she says that for her superpower, what she would like is to be able to jump into like a screen. So she could jump into a movie, or she could jump into like a computer game, or jump into a book. So I knew that that was the kind of thing that would strike a chord with her. I think she'd like it. And as expected, she devoured them. Definitely, I think, worth checking out if you have any little bookworms in your life. Right, let's add a couple of gems to this. Maybe some sequins. So cute. Oh no, you trying to be neat and making more mess. Here we go. I love when it has a good old wibbly wobbly woo. And the Little Town Border Dies makes building a card like this so super easy. Happy days. Right, let's see if I can scoop these up without causing too much drama. They are not going to want to come up. I need to cheat. Bear with me. Ta-da! Totally cheating here. Just using my spare one. Thanks for giving us the series title. I think my grandkids would love it. Yeah, definitely check it out. I think she has absolutely adored it. All right. I wanted to show you something else that has happened this week, or today, actually, today and yesterday. And I can't even take credit for it because it was all Morgan. Morgan sat and swatched my distress oxides. I had loads of scratch pieces of card lying around, and she started making a couple of swatches to help her with choosing colors. And so she started it and was like, oh, these are so pretty. So she has done all but about 12, I think, colors of my distress oxides. And, you know, I never in a million years would have had the patience to do this. So I'm really glad that she did, because there's so many colors here that I think would be absolutely gorgeous together. But I don't think I would have put those colors together. Even things like crushed olive. This is such a fun color, and it just looks boring in the it looks just on the ink pad. It doesn't really do itself justice. So I'm really happy about these. And I wanted to know if you guys have swatched any of your stuff. That's what I'd like to know. So I'm going to keep these here because I'm going to get inky. And I need to make a card for my neighbor. And just bear with me 2 seconds. The dog is chewing frantically at his feet. I need to, Ranger, leave your foot alone, sweetheart. Leave it alone. Okay? Good boy. Alone, pet. Oh, man. So I think I mentioned this before, that we have a group of our neighbors. We have all like clubbed together, and we have a ride-on lawnmower. And the guy down at the end of the road, he mows the lawn, like around about the area here, all the road coming up, the lanes coming up, and out the front of all the houses, and he mows and keeps it all lovely and nice. And then we all contribute to the upkeep of the machine, etc. So I have to give in some money for my contribution. And the other day the guy said on our little chat, you know, I've been out today with a spade hitting down all the molehills so that I can get the mower out, and just to let everybody know that, you know, giving my contribution. So I was like, okay, I have to pop an envelope in his door with money for the contribution. So, I mean, if you're going to put an envelope through a door, then you might as well make a card, right? And of course, I thought I would use the Mole Lot of Love stamps. I thought that would be really cool. Ines says, who manufactured it? It's a Hefty Doodle machine. So it is by Hefty Doodle. So I'm going to do a card with moles on it. And I am thinking of doing, let me get one of these card blanks here. Yes, is this what I'm looking for? No, I need the other one. This one. So I saw a card a bit like this not long ago, and I thought, oh, that's a cool idea. So I'm going to make a card in a similar way. So this is a piece of cardstock which is 11 inches by 4 1/4. So when you fold it this way, it's like a top-down note card. So I'm actually going to not trim this, but crease this at 5 1/2, which is here, which means that so far this will look like a A2 note card. And then I'm going to take the front flap and fold that back on itself a little bit. So I think I'm going to crease this at about 3 1/2, 3 1/2. I'm going to do 3 1/4, but I'm going to open it up because I only want the crease to be on this front section. 3 1/4, like so. All right, so this bit is going to fold back, and this is going to be the front of my card here. Now I'm going to then use this as a little flap, and I'll tuck the money in here, but I want to cut a like a hole here, I guess, so that I can so that they can see that there's money in there. So I'm going to grab actually this would work really well maybe. I was going to use a circle or an oval, but actually having something like this would work just as well, I think. And then it's clear that there is money in there. So let's stick this down. Like so, and run it through the machine. Okay. So that's the little door from Build a Cabin, and we might even use that on the card. I'm not sure, but I'll pop it over to the side for now. And this will fold back, and I'll put the money in behind this flap, and there's the thumb bit so he can grab it. So what way are we going to design this card? We definitely need some molds and maybe some houses behind. Let's get inky for sure. Maybe we will have the grassy lass stencil, not grassy lass at all, the green field stencil. Or we put cardstock down, but I'm tempted to say that it would be easier to ink this on. I'm going to ink on the grass like so. And then behind we'll have, let's see, can we add, it's not quite the right curve for me. Let's try the first snow stencil, has a softer curve. Like this, yeah. So we'll do a sky up top, and then we'll do some green down here, and then some longer green grass down the front. So let's do that. Yels says, my daughter made me a Mother's Day card by being, or made my Mother's Day by being allowed to use my craft space. It was lovely to receive a handmade card. Oh, that's so cool. That's really cool. Okay, let's get some green grass on the go. So we have crushed olive, twisted citron, rustic wilderness, mowed lawn. So many great options. I think I'm going to go for in the background, maybe twisted citron. And I have moved these over here now. And I'm going to line this up on the edge of my mat. Hopefully you guys can still see. So if I put it like this, and just bring some ink down. Can you still see? I know I'm in my own light. Like this, and then I'm going to open this front panel and ink up this left hand side. Okay. So I just use this little piece of the stencil, the flat edge, to mask off this end here. You could use any stencil, or of course some of the heavy memo tape would also work as well. But now we have this opening where we have a continuation of the design, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the graph. Ow! So for this one, what shall we use? A darker color, I think. I'm thinking Mowed Lawn or Rustic Wilderness is maybe what I'm going for. I think I'm going to go for Mowed Lawn, considering Ron and Ryan are doing exactly that, mowing the lawns for everyone. So I'll light it up at the edge. And add a little bit of color to here. And I want it to fade into white because I kind of like that style. Awesome. Now I might come back and add a little bit of texture or a little bit more oomph to the panel at the back. I'm not quite sure yet. I think when we add some houses, that will look really cool. But for now, I think I'm going to use the Cloudy Skies stencil. It is by large and far the most popular stencil that we have, and we've just had another restock of it. So the Cloudy Skies stencil comes like this, and you simply just snip apart the little connectors that's there to help in the manufacturing process. So you can have it like this and then slide your card in through the gaps, or as I actually prefer to do is just snip it apart completely, and then you can use it like this. For this one, I'm going to use my brush because it's a little bit more subtle, I think, which I quite like. And I'm going to use tumbled glass. I swear this one should be called like to do with the sky, not tumbled glass. Adding a little bit of clouds using circular motion just on the edge of this. some clouds in here. Let's see. We've got some nice clouds happening. I'm not going to worry too much about this quite white space here because I'll probably end up putting a house in front of that. But what I do need to do is fold this over so I can ink up the inside. So let's see if I can do a continuation of what I have on the front. It does not have to match perfectly at all. No. What have I got? I've got a little bit over here. And the only thing is I want this to look like it matches here. I don't want a line. There's a bit of a line down here. So let's see if I can smoosh that line a little bit. Soften it up. But like I say, we'll just end up covering it. So it's no biggie. Some people were talking about Mother's Day there, and I know that in the UK it was Mother's Day, but in America Mother's Day has not yet arrived. But did anyone else do anything special for their mothers on Mother's Day? Or get anything special from their kiddies? Have any special events or do anything fun? Piper let me have a big lie-in, which was always greatly appreciated. And then she made me breakfast, also very much greatly appreciated. I had pancakes that she made. Good egg. All right, so now I have my sky, I have my lovely hills in the background, and I've got some moles here that are going to ruin everything. But let's grab Home Sweet Home. To get some houses. We've got a house over here. Another one over there. Maybe one in the middle. And we could possibly even add a tree or two to our little theme as well. Let's stamp these up. You're going to need some alcohol marker friendly cardstock for this. So I'm trying to think what would be funnier, having the mold on the front or maybe having the mold on the inside. Maybe that would be a funnier thing to have. Because he thinks he's gotten rid of the mold and they're actually on the inside. Would that be funnier? I think he'll get a kick out of it, whichever way we do it. Lovely. Now I'm actually going to flip this over and ink it again, because on the inside of my card I'm going to need, whatever I have on my left hand side of my card, I'm going to need on the inside as well as the outside. So I'm using my Misty to my full advantage here by just flipping my paper. Candy's back. Hey, Candy. I'm stamping houses at the moment. Get a bit of fluff in it. So yeah, I'm thinking we definitely need a thanks, some sort of a thank you situation. We have a thanks die cut. Maybe the thanks should go on the front and then the mold should go in the middle. Would that be funny? Maybe we could have a little molehill here coming up through, and then little moleys there. Oh, do I have a boo stamp? Oh my goodness, that would be hilarious. We should do that. Oh yeah, okay, we definitely do that. Right, let me go and get. I think I might go for some tri-blends tonight. See what we can do with these. Muted brown blend. Let's go for a brown. Roof situation. And maybe a brown doorstep. I am feeling though that maybe we should go for a bit more exciting colors. Most of the houses around here are just white, so it's not that exciting at all. Let's go for a bit of a blue house. This is vintage blue blend. It's harder to say than you might think. do not think I've ever really used this color, but it's kind of nice. Have you ever had that? My mother-in-law was over today and she said, oh, by the way, I took this last week. I needed a pen and I just grabbed it and it was my Copic, one of my Copic reds. And I was just like, oh, she said, I just needed something like a highlighter, but I couldn't find one anywhere. So I just grabbed this. I said, well, I hope it didn't make a mess of your whole project because it would definitely seep through everywhere. Apparently it was fine, so that's good. So go for a little yellow in the middle of the windows. And maybe we'll go for an orange door. Like a burnt orange door, more like a terracotta. Oh, speaking of terracotta, had anybody seen the new ink pad colors by Catherine Pooler? Oh, hola, they look delicious. Definitely going to be on my wish list. So we have a nice blue house here. Should we go for a yellowy color or a coral blend? Let's do a coral blend. Bit of pinky. Not sure there's any pink houses near us here, but who knows? Now for these ones, I'm definitely going to make sure that I color both the same way. Oops. Oops, the daisies. And this is another reason why I'm a fan of using the Misty and then just turning around the cardstock, because I can easily color and blend, flip the card, and I don't even have to move my hand. It's just already in that spot. So I'm a big fan of that. We're gonna mix up my corals with the jade green blend. And maybe we should go for a bit more of a muted door, maybe a gray door. Here I've got gray, brown gray blend. We'll do that. And grey in the windows as well. Nobody's home in these windows. Oh, hold on. Non-crafters just don't understand. In my house, it's asking if you can borrow my scissors. Yeah, I think we all know about that. Put my timer back on again. I think they all know the answer is no. for I'm pretty sure it was for Mother's Day that Craig said, we need a pair of scissors. We need to do something. We're just going to borrow. And I was like, nope. If you want to borrow something, that's fine, but you need to tell me exactly what you're cutting. And they're like, but it's a surprise. I'm like, no, just use the kitchen scissors. Absolutely not. Are you crazy? I'm not giving you Mother's Day or not. I know I'm supposed to love you extra and all that jazz, but no way. No way. Borrow my scissors. I should think not. Let's get our treesies done. Oh, trees are very squeaky. The good thing about trees is that because they're organic, they don't even need to be perfect. A little hint of color, a little squiggle in there, blend it out. Your lightest color. Beautiful. All right, earth brown blend for tree trunks. And I have one little house. So I am very much going for the kind of the muted colors here. So what color shall we have to tone in with these? Maybe the red browns? Would that work? Kind of more of a, it's just a brown to me. But I'm okay with that. We'll brighten it up with a blue roof, maybe. Maybe yes, we'll go for an ice blue. These colors actually have turned out really well. I'm gonna give Morgan the credit for inspiring me with her swatches. Normally I'm a bright rainbow kind of girl or a pastel kind of girl. I'm not much in between. Definitely. Been inspired to branch out a little. Muted brown. There we go. And I will go for a grey windows. Nobody's home. Nobody's home. All right. So now that I have my houses, let's take my scissors and cut these out. And we can start die cutting all of this good stuff. Now, part of me is wondering if I should add a little bit of flicks, what's the word, splatters, a little flicks and splatters to the card, because I'm a big fan of that sort of texture. What do you guys think? Should we add a little je ne sais quoi? He will expect this every time he receives a payment from you. Says yes, yes. Oh, I know. Luckily, it's only once a year, so I think I could probably handle that. I'll just have to do more stamps. You know, I'll need to do a ride-on lawnmower stamp or something. But certainly these little mole stamps were inspired by the molehills that kept popping up around about here, which were all fine. It was all fine and dandy until they got really close to our house, and I was like, no, 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 go away, go away, go away. No, no, I don't want you getting in our garden and making a right mess of everything. Because the other thing is, whenever Ranger sees the like freshly dug up soil, he's all like, oh, let's dig. I'm like, no, 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 no. We can go to the beach and dig, but no digging in the garden. Mr. Dirty Paws McGee. So this really simple fold is actually a great idea if you are wanting to put money in a card or give someone a gift voucher. That would work as well. And I think it looks really cool and interesting to have that kind of interactive element. It'll all look better when this is properly stuck down as well. He's going to be very disappointed when the next payment is due, says Yoz. Yeah, well, so be it. I think everybody needs to understand that that's kind of what you get with Lesley. It's like my mum got flowers and stuff for Mother's Day, but she didn't get a card this year. But like in the past, she's had very, very exquisite, intricate cards. So I'm sorry, but it just depends. Sometimes it's a very quick situation, and other times, you know, it all depends on whether I get a chance to do crafting or not. Sad but true. If I remember on a Friday night stream to do something, yeah, let's do that. All right, so let's cover some of this up. And give it a splatter. Where is my paintbrush? I might actually splatter it with watercolor tonight, because, or not watercolor, maybe I'll do ink. What should I do? Yeah, let's do ink. Mix it up a little. All right, so that's the first one done. Now let's do the second level. And I used, what did I use for that? Crushed olive, was it? No, it was twisted citron, although that looks, I'm actually going to splatter it with crushed olive because I feel like a bit darker. Should have done the outside first. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Where there's a will, there's a way. Oh, I just love the way a splatter looks, guys. Oops. Hey, Rebecca. Hello. How you doing? Yalziel says, to the receiver, it's just a card. The card maker puts the heart and soul into creating it. Yeah, totally agree. But I also sort of feel bad for like my mum and my dad, because I think how many cards they've got over the years. I hope they're not just keeping them all for the sake of it. I'm one of these people that I don't think that, maybe it's a supply and demand situation, is that, you know, there's people who've kept every card that they've ever received, but it's just impossible for me to do that, I think, every card. So I don't keep, well, I keep handmade cards. That's hard because I would keep handmade cards, but I don't expect people to keep my handmade cards. Curious. We're gonna have to go darker, guys. Maybe speckled egg. I feel like speckled egg is going to be a bit grey undertones, which I don't really want. If in doubt, mix it up, create a new color. Why not? I hope it doesn't look like rain splatters. There we go. That'll do. What about you guys? Do you keep your cards that you get if they're not handmade? I mean. I'd love to know. All right, so this is looking lovely and distressed. So let's cut out some thanks die cut. Now, bearing in mind, these are our colors. What shall we go for? So part of me is thinking this color is a little bit like a, what is it called? Like a tattered rose vintage something. Victorian velvet. Is it a bit like a Victorian velvet? What's this one? Tattered rose. That's exactly what I was thinking. Tattered rose. So let's see if I can ink up a little bit of card with tattered rose to match this color. And then we'll use that to die cut. Tattered rose. Yell says Saturday mornings are my playtime, but I'm still in PJs at 2:30. Where'd the time go? Yes, familiar. Not handmade cards, says Nessa. But not handmade cards, but I cut them up to make toppers. Well, that's a good idea. Oh dear, Try Blends is having a right old rattle. I think that will do. Yael says, I shall keep my Mother's Day card because it might not be handmade ever again. Good idea. Definitely, it's this very special one. Yes, I think I do have handmade cards from like Craig. Piper is a bit more likely to make a handmade card. In fact, there's a handmade card behind me from Piper that says on the front, Mummy, open me outside. So I'm fairly confident that inside is just, I think she's like glued around the edge somewhat. And then there's a load of sequins. So when you open it like this, it goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have figured out her ploy. I don't know whether it's sequins or glitter or what. It was definitely open me outside. Like, okay, might be better on the inside. At least then you can hoover it up. Oh, he doesn't come out. Need a little tidying here. Recycle as much as possible. Nessa says, handmade, I keep. Oh, Leslie, I think I need to swatch my oxide, says yeah, absolutely. I just would never have pulled this out in a million years if it wasn't for those swatches. And when I saw her making them, she just did a few and I was like, oh. I was like, oh, you're going to have to do them all now. But she was quite happy. She was going to craft, but she said that she was just having a right Friday brain where she couldn't think of anything. She's like, I'm just not inspired at all. So I said, well, do whatever you want. She said, I think I'm going to swatch these and get inspired. That definitely was the right thing to do. This is working out great. All right. So this is going to go like so. Got one big house over here. And then I have a couple of other roses. What are we going to go for? Maybe the pinky in the middle? And tree. I'm possibly going to need another tree. Oh, Rebecca says, love your haircut. Oh, thank you. I got it cut a few weeks ago. It was really in desperate need of it, if you know what I mean. One of those desperate times. I felt like it was, I do this every time. I'm like, I feel like it was like a bit short, a bit on the short side. But afterwards, like, I don't really care. Like, I'm fine. I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's okay. I'm gonna move this over. Got a little blue splatter there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cover that, as Morgan would say. Hide the crimes. Hide the crimes. And let's put this little tree down first of all. And then this housey. Maybe a little overlap. So before I go any further, I'm going to ink up this tree. Hold it over where this one is, roughly, and pop it back down there. And same with this. All right. So then this guy about here. Let's make sure he's hidden. Like so. Yeah, I think I might put him in front of this house a little bit. At least she warned you. Yes, at least Piper warned me. You're right. I still haven't been brave enough to open it yet. Maybe that'll be this weekend's job. Just been so manic recently. All right, so just overlapping that little house a tiny, teeny little bit. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and add glue to this now. And I'm just going to use a bit of tape, I think. On the left, on the top and on the bottom. It's coming together so nicely. Right. And that's plenty of space to put my money in there. And then this is going to go right on here like this. But because I am that way inclined, I am going to die cut this a couple of times and layer it up, because I am a big fan of the faux die cut, not die cut, what's the word, chipboard, faux chipboard look. So layer it out. What is this? Oh, Rebecca says, Bluebird and I have become fast friends lately. He's going to our accreditation. Oh, I really wish I could go. I'm so happy that Bluebird gets to go. That makes me incredibly happy indeed. Ah, yay. Here he is. This is Bluebird, although this Bluebird has been well and truly loved within an inch of his life. I think he is on his last legs, to be honest, but we shall have to replenish him. Get me a new Bluebird for next week. And he's going to be in starring in his own little glue stand, I'm assuming. Creativation. Nice. I do have a desktop Hoover, actually. I have one over here. Yeah. So that'll definitely be oh, there's no bad, whatever. A bit on the noisy side for live streams, sadly. Yeah, he definitely gets used for little pieces of debris. Let's poke out these inside pieces. And then layer it up, little tiny dots. Yes, a glue stand. I need one for this. Yeah, they're great. Especially whenever they get to this stage in the game where he's needing a little bit of extra loving. You can just put your lid in there as well, by the way. He just needs a little bit of extra. He's a bit slow. He's like us all, you know, old age, being well worn down. Yeah, needs a little bit of extra time to get going. I think we'll do one more of these. And then we'll have to stamp some holy molies. Yaz says, I always layer up die cut sentiments. I just love it. I love the way it looks. Maybe it reminds me of my scrapbooking days where everything was faux chipboard. So good. Bluebird, I need you, monsieur. You last quite a long time for such a little boy. Okay, so this is going to go right here with the thanks. Feel like we definitely need something over this side, but let's just stick this down. And then I'll be another step closer to victory. So Becky, are you going to nip over to Disney whenever you're at Creativation? I was seriously thinking of going, but Craig just had his operation last week, and then I had a procedure that I had to do yesterday. So with everything, and it's like smack down right in the middle of a 2-week break for the school. So it was just a lot. Plus the location change. I think if it had been in Arizona, I probably could have swung it because I know Arizona now. I know where I'm going. I know where I need to go and need to be. And it was that whole, wow, if I'm going to go all the way to California, like it would be stupid not to go to Disney. But then if you wanted to go to Disney, then that was a whole other thing because they needed extra time and extra days, and that's more hotel and then more time away. And then, you know, how do you tell your 11-year-old child that you're going to America and you're going to go to Disney without her? Maybe you don't. Maybe the secret is you don't tell her. I'm not supposed to. Okay, let's get these little houses back on their own land. And I'm tempted to keep out a tree. I think I might keep out a tree and have a little tree down there. Molies, what are we going to do with you, young molies? Am I going to fit a whole mole on here? I think he'll fit on there. Somebody's got a piece of fluff on his fingers, Mr. Mole. Let's try that again. Oh my days, glad I've discovered who Glibert is. I was going to check out to see if he had a YouTube channel. No, Glibert is the glue, or as we say, your new best friend in the craft room. All right, I'm going to put him to the side and grab another piece of card. But where have I put the card is the question. Oh, it's right here. Being silly. Yes, he has his own spotlight on Lesley's channel. This is where I need an animator to come and do like a little, my name's Glibert. That would be so cute though. Maybe what I should have is sending a mole lotta and then thanks. But I don't think I'm going to have space for that in the inside. I could just do one mole, I suppose. I need 2 trees, so I'm being lazy and just inking everything up. And I'm going to claim that instead of being laziness, which it actually is, that I'm just preparing myself for the next time I need a mole. So what do you guys think? Do you think I need to create like a little oval, a little hole for my molies to pop out of? Or have a little I don't think that's the right one. Or have a little mound to sit on, a little mound of dirt. Hey Roberta, how you doing? I'm playing with moles tonight. I did play a little with some time for tea goodies earlier. So I'll pop this in behind here and then I'll have it for the next time I need some moly majigs, moly moos. So let's go ahead and die cut this last tree so I can get it stuck down. And then I can figure out what my moles are gonna do. All right. So I feel like it has to go over this side because here it would need to, I'd need to overhang it. Can maybe go here. Yes, that would work. Gilbert, you're up. Probably only needed one actually. unless I tuck the other one in behind. I hung it out to the side, but I like a trio. I like a trio of trees. Let's put him in there for next time. I like the balance when you use 3 of something. Has anyone witnessed that this mound has been created by this cute critter? There's loads and loads of mounds outside, but I have not had a mound on my card yet, so let's see what we could do. First of all, I want to colour them in though. Colour them in, cut them out, and then see what our options are. Now I'm going to step away from these colours and go into my coffee because I feel like I have more control over these ones because I like a warm grey situation. So some molds apparently are more silvery, and then some molds sort of browny. I don't really know if it is, you know, like dogs, like a brown mole can have a silver one or a brown one or whatever, or whether it is certain colors in certain areas, like squirrels. In America, there's like these weird black squirrel things, which are just so unusual and bizarre. Whereas the squirrels over here are so beautiful. It almost seems weird to say that they are both squirrels. And badgers, our badgers are beautiful too. But if you look up at the badger and like an American badger, you're like, I'm not a fan. I think I have a bit of an affinity for moles because did anybody ever watch The Animals of Farthingwood when they were wee? I'm not sure if this transcends international barriers here, if that is maybe a UK thing. Was a TV show, Animals of Farthingwood. It probably was based on a novel or something. I couldn't tell you for sure. And there was a little mole in it. And there was a heron that had been shot and had like a hole in its wing. And whenever it was flying, it would like the air would whistle through the hole. So the heron was called Whistler. Remember that. And it was a bit of a story about deforestation and everything. And I remember that I loved it so much. And there was a magazine that would come out maybe every other week, maybe every 2 weeks. And I would try and save my money so that I could get my Animals of Farthingwood magazine. But the wee mole was definitely one of my favorites. Yelzel says, you've got me intrigued regards to moles life. Going to Google after the live. Yeah, you know, that it's actually something that I Googled because there's so many moles around here. And it's not really something that I thought a lot of about moles. It's actually, whenever I first saw the molehills around here, I was like, oh, look, there's molehills. That's cool. Like, I don't think I've ever really seen molehills really in real life. You know what they are, but I've never really seen them in real life. So I thought it was really cool that, you know, we've got a different animal that living near us here that we never would have had down in England. And then just like the whole like big long street, there would maybe like be like 3 or 4 molehills, and then the next day I drive Piper to school and there'd be maybe like another 3, and then it's just coming closer. Our house is on the end, it was just coming closer and closer. I'm like, stop it, you're ruining the whole beautiful landscape. But what can you do? They're just doing what they gotta do. It's just in their nature. Roberta says they can be destructive. Yeah, they can. They can be. Well, I think part of the reason that Ryan was going around with a shovel and like flattening the molehills is that the ride-on lawnmower that we have as a community, if it's like basically the molehills will completely ruin the tractor, the like ride-on lawnmower. It will completely decimate it if it catches a molehill. To eat flower bulbs, ask how I know. Oh, did you have a little mole buffet happening in your garden? I'm assuming moles do this destruction at night. Yes, I've never seen him. I saw a dead mole on the road. I don't know how he managed to get killed, but I saw a dead mole on the road. But I've never seen one alive. It definitely seems to be a nighttime shenanigans. All right, so I think we need a little. I think we need a little mound of some sort. I have an idea, maybe. What is it called? Marvelous Mountains. Marvelous Mountains? What if we inked up one of the, that'd be fun, the little snow caps? I think that would work quite well. Let's see if I can get, really, a finger dabber would be ideal, but I don't think I have any. Oh, I have one here. Not quite the right colours, but I think it would probably do if I went for a dark colour. A bit of a blue situation here. Oh yes, let's do that. Yeah. Another thing we could do is just actually use the mountain like this. Yeah, I think we might have to use the mountain. Let's snip this apart. think that's so fun, don't you? I think that is awesome. Oh, those cheeky moles. I wonder if I get another one in. Because I love a 3. I don't want it to go past the secret zone now. Maybe like so. I think that looks really cool. Definitely looks like more hills as well. Awesome. Now there is a little die. There's a couple of dies that cut slits, but I don't think they're gonna be quite big enough to have him actually popping out of a hole. So there's one in warm hugs of a little bucket, but it's quite small. Yeah, it's only very small, so that's not going to work, that one. But what other small ovally shapes do we have? We might be able to cut out. A slit or a hole of some description. What about this? From the Bloomin' Marvelous. Here we go. What does it say? A super card. Squirrels ripped one of my first flowering shrubs apart. Not a fan of the grey squirrel. Oh, I see. Voles would pop up and run from the dogs when we had the pool. They'd meet their demise by drowning in the pool. Oh, that's sad. Well, I think this could work, possibly. We might need to ink this guy up a wee bit more to make it look more like a proper hole. But let's try and run this through the machine. You having a good scratch, Ranger? Oh, I got too excited. Hold on. So I need to come back to the brown ink and add some brown ink around about this guy a little bit more. Make it more like he's sitting in a hole. Whoopsies. Looking good. Just add a little bit to that guy as well. Put a check in there and I think he would forget to cash it. Maybe. Oh, where's my one? Did I put it back? Oh, I hate it when this happens. Did I put it back? What did I do with the die? It's there. Okay, good. Put it back. So this will go onto a card blank now. And so I could have a normal card blank like this. This opens like this, but then the card opens like that. Or we just put this onto another piece of like card, so we still write the message in there. Which actually, I quite like the idea of that. So let's cut this one down to 4 1/4. We basically just need to reinforce this back piece and add this little guy in here. Oh, I love him so much. I think he's so cute. Let's add a little bit of glue behind him. Stick him down. And I'll put a bit of glue on this guy too. And he's going to sit here quite content. As anything. I think that is going to be giving him a right laugh. I don't think I have a boo, but I'm wondering if we should put some sort of like little flowers or something over here. What do you guys think? We could add a little something to this. What do I have? Do I have little flower dies? Let me have a look. Little stars that I think we could get away with pretending they are flowers. If we can maybe add a little dot to the middle of them or something. Let's get my stash of cardstock. And we'll go for the butterscotch, which is a yellow color. This is the lovely little borders. I'm going to use these as flowers. And one here. And I'm going to add a little dot in the center of them using a marker pen. I feel like this color is actually too dark, too bright even. You okay, Ranger? There we go. Just a little touch, but I think it adds some balance to the front of the card. So we have thanks, and we have our molies in the inside, and we have, do you know what we do have? We have Ranger's pressing his button in the kitchen that says play, because Mummy said she would play later. So I think that is probably me being told that there's been enough crafted tonight. But I'm pretty happy with this card, and I don't think that there's very much else to do. I've got my first card that I made with my Wibbly Wobbly, and then I have my thanks card for my neighbour with my little secret moles on the inside. I hope that he will get a kick out of that. I think he will, and I can now deliver my money and pay my dues this weekend. Now that I've made that card, I'm very happy with how it turned out. And I'm also really, really excited about the fact that we used the Marvelous Mountain stencil to create those little molehills. I don't know how that came to me, but that was really good. Okay, Ranger, Mummy will come play. Give me 2 minutes. I better say goodbye. Have a great weekend, you guys, and I shall see you on the other side, and happy crafting. Bye. See you later.